Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Multiple systems are going to be headed right across the Gulf, across the southern U.S., and then very close to the Caribbean over the next several weeks. I want to show you all of this energy is just kind of pulling in from Central America and the Pacific. And then what happens is we wait on these systems coming out of Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest of the United States, kind of combining with this moisture and pushing everything off to the east. That will allow that surge of colder weather, the Arctic air that will move down from the Arctic into Canada, back into the U.S., and then some of that cooler weather getting close to the Caribbean. I want to show you how far south it gets. One southern system, a little bit of energy scooting by. Right now you see that Georgia back toward Florida, Mississippi, Alabama. The northern Gulf seeing some of that action around with some rain. This system is going to quickly push off. It's not a huge player, but it's a sign of that active southern pattern to the north. Ontario over toward Quebec, back toward the Great Lakes, Michigan. We've been seeing some of that lake effect snow, even a few snow showers overnight that have been scooting by parts of New England, and that bigger system that's sitting just offshore of the Atlantic region of Canada with that big spin. But here's what's going on. We have one tail end of a front right near Puerto Rico, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, but on the back side of it, look at this flow, and you see it here with that cloud cover just kind of streaming up to the north, tapping into that Pacific moisture. This is kind of the feeder for those additional southern systems as we go over the next few weeks. So more of that action coming in right in through this area here over the next few weeks. Now, here's what's going on now, and I want to show you what's next with these new systems that will be sliding by. That big front draped all the way down through the northern Caribbean. This front has passed Bermuda. That colder weather back behind it. We've been seeing that over toward parts of Canada, New England, back through Bermuda, Bahamas. We've had those chillier nights, but quickly on the back side of it, that southerly flow, you see that moisture again building there. This is later this week. So much like today, another pocket of rain in that same area, more energy moving in through here. So we have that feeder system. Now, what happens is we wait on those systems to come back from the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Western Canada to kind of combine with all of this. So let's go out in time here further as we work our way into the upcoming weekend. You see it here. We have that moisture flow moving in from the Gulf, and then we have that energy moving in from the middle of the United States coming out of Canada. Here's this big front. This is the one that will bring in the Arctic air for a lot of folks and be some of the coldest weather of the season so far. North side of it, of course, getting some of that snow, and you see that front here. This is by Sunday, draped all the way down toward parts of Mexico, and that colder air surging in back behind it, which I'll show you in just a second. See some of the snow kind of on the back side of this system here. This would be by Sunday. This front will clip us by in the northern Caribbean, and then once again, look what happens. More moisture quickly on the back side of it. That's been the pattern. The fronts move off, the tail end of it, we get all of this energy on the south side of it, more moisture building in. So once again, as we get into the following week, so this is over a week from now, you see it right here, another surge of moisture, and it's trying to show the colder air sneaking in. There could be some southern snow on the back side of this. This would be by next Tuesday. So over a week from now, and you see that kind of coloring right there. That could be some snow on the backside of this. There's another system that's going to work in and bring more in the way of colder weather and a better chance of those scattered storms throughout the Western Caribbean. This front will get all the way down toward Jamaica. So for us in Jamaica, eventually by next week, the following week, we're going to see a better chance of a front moving in. So we'll have lots to track together. Now, initially, just keeping an eye on one front that has brought some cooler weather. Backside of it, that southerly flow. So we started to warm up across Belize yesterday. Here we go with it. This is really that Arctic air sitting right back through here, and just zooming out in time, you could see with that first initial front, watch how this area here, this Arctic air starts to move down to the south. So just go, you see a little tongue of it right there, and then it starts to really plow in as we work our way into next week. And look how far south it gets. Much of the United States coming out of Canada, getting some of that Arctic air, just to give you an idea of how big these fronts are. But with that, it's because all of these fronts have been really down to the south. That allows that cold air to get down. While the Arctic air is here, we get these fronts that will even pull into parts of the Caribbean. So it's going to be an active finish to the month and then right into next month with these southern systems. Now, getting a look at some of the snow cover here, I want to show you something that's kind of interesting with the colder air. The snow, typically where we would expect it, Canada, higher elevations of the U.S., northern sections of the United States. But let's zoom way out in time here into the following week. Now, I want to stop it right about here. Look at this little spot here, right in through here, showing a little snow cover. And I bring that up. That's because I mentioned that next system, next week, there'll be a little cold air sneaking in behind it. There could be some southern snow. So once again, showing how far south this cold air is going to eventually be plunging. We'll fine tune that southern snow as we go forward. Now for today, we have that old front that's hanging around, giving us some spotty showers. St. Lucia, we may catch a shower or two, for example. St. Vincent the Grenadines, the rain chance is not too high, but we may get a few. And then a couple spotty showers and warmer and humid air moving back into Central America. It's that flow coming in off the Pacific again. That could bring us a spotty shower. You still see that old front right near Dominica. Barbados, we may catch a shower as we work our way over the next couple of days. So this is by tomorrow afternoon. And then as we work our way into Wednesday, there's that moisture building in the Gulf, and eventually will clip us by in the northern sections of the Bahamas. That flow coming in out of the south, setting the stage for a very active pattern. Still, the old front could give us a shower in the eastern Caribbean, but next week, as I showed you, we're going to have a better chance of rain with that front diving down to the south. So we'll see a better chance of rain for some of us as we work our way into next week. Today, we have that spin just offshore of the Avalon Peninsula. I showed you that lake effect snow, some snow showers possible, colder air, those very high seas. I'll show you the seas in just a moment. That snow very close to Newfoundland, mainly just offshore, but some spotty snow showers will be possible anywhere from West Virginia, swinging back toward the Great Lakes, over toward Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Newfoundland. We could catch a couple of those spotty snow showers. You see a little bit of that here. This is by the time we get into Wednesday. And then as we work our way into Wednesday, not only watching the snow showers here, but monitoring this energy that will be scooting right across, and then we'll wait on those next systems that will be moving in. But those seas very high in the Atlantic waters. This is meters here, feet on the right-hand side of your screen. So we see the brighter colors kind of popping up. That's where we have the choppier conditions, watching that in the Gulf of Mexico and across the Caribbean. This here is by Wednesday. Seas are going to be building in the Caribbean with these old fronts that are around. And of course, as we get deeper into the pattern here, as we wait our next system, this is by the weekend, as we see this southern system, this bigger front that'll bring in the Arctic air taking shape. The Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic waters are going to be much higher. And by the weekend, keeping an eye on those Atlantic passageways, we're going to see the Atlantic definitely on the higher side, choppier conditions coming at us. As far as rain goes, northern Bahamas, that area of rain that I was showing you near Florida, may clip us by with a couple of rain showers around, but the rain totals are not too high. We may get brushed by a shower. Cayman Islands, Jamaica, back through Puerto Rico, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic were mainly dry. This right here, the tail end of that front, so anywhere from Anguilla, St. Martin south through St. Lucia, we could see a few spotty showers, but the totals would not be super high. We may eventually even get a couple showers over toward the ABC Islands as we work our way toward the week. More on that in a moment. Guyana, we could see a few showers in our northern zones, but we're looking at less than an inch of rain, maybe 10 millimeters of rain. That would be it. Couple spotty showers with that flow coming in off the Pacific as we work our way back towards Central America, Mexico City, south side. We could see an isolated chance of a shower. So you see the rain chance is not too high. A 20% chance really the next 2 days across Jamaica. We're mainly dry in the Cayman Islands. Enjoy some of the beautiful weather. You may have some of the slightly cooler nights at times. Trinidad and Tobago, we're looking at that isolated chance. 10% chance today, 20% chance tomorrow. A little higher though around Barbados. We have about a 30% chance tomorrow, and a little higher across St. Lucia with that front nudging, the end of the front nudging closer. So about a 40% chance the next couple of days, a 20 to 30% chance of an isolated shower back through Grenada. St. Vincent the Grenadines, rain chance holding at 30% over the next 3 days, and a 30% chance the next couple of days in Martinique. Dominica, we have a slightly higher chance of a shower today, 40% chance, 30% chance by tomorrow. Again, not a washout. Even if we get a shower, it's going to be passing by. Isolated in Guadeloupe, 30% chance, and you see it a little higher by Wednesday. Antigua, Barbuda, up up to a 30% chance we do that. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat mainly dry today. Rain chance creeping up as that week goes on. We'll do that on Wednesday up to that 30% chance. 30% chance tomorrow in Gwillim, St. Bart's. 20% chance on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine as we work our way to St. Martin, St. Eustatia. Rain chance staying low overall in Puerto Rico. 30% chance tomorrow for our Tuesday. Rain chance stays on the low side, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We're mainly dry across the Bahamas, northern Bahamas with that energy just to the northeast, rather northwest. That may bring us a few showers. We'll monitor Turks and Caicos. We're mainly dry, and as I mentioned, the Dominican Republic and Haiti, generally dry conditions the next several days before we get that bigger front getting closer into next week. Could get a couple spotty showers for us across Belize, watching over toward Ladyville and Hopkins. Aruba, though, you see that rain chance does bounce up some. Not too high, but Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, we do have a chance of a few of those showers, especially about the time we get in tomorrow. Let me know in the comments if you get some. Northern Guyana, we could see a few showers. Rain chance in Suriname, it's not high at all. We're looking at a 20% chance. Rain chance will build a little bit in Cuba, especially western end, with that moisture that's going to be building in the Gulf. That's going to lend itself to a higher chance of rain. Western Cuba down the road. Costa Rica, Panama, the rain chance is low for today. Nicaragua, 20 to 30% chance for the next couple days. Same thing in Honduras. By Wednesday, it's going to bounce up to about a 40% chance. Guatemala and El Salvador, mainly dry. Monitoring the earthquake activity. We've had some of that around, including Mexico City. Isolated shower tomorrow, about a 40% chance, but a 50% chance across the Yucatan Peninsula with that moisture that will start to build by tomorrow. We could see a few spotty showers. Same thing as we work our way into Wednesday. Northern Colombia, we're mainly dry in northern Venezuela. We may see a shower closer to the water extreme northern sections. Bermuda, just watching these fronts that have been pulling by. So a front clipping by the Caribbean right now, just the tail end of it, but watching that Arctic air that I showed you that will be zooming down to the north and tracking how close it gets to the Caribbean, but more southern systems. I showed you all of that action building in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to see more and more systems getting more to the south as we work our way into later this month and next month. So really active winter pattern. Sometimes winter could kind of slow down in spots. This time, it's like every 3-4 days we're getting these fronts. So I'll stay on top of it for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.